The Saints game made us as mad as Michael Thomas seeing someone park on his street. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Dave, Andrew. Kevin's got the Rona. He may or may not pop in. I want to say hello to everybody watching on the live stream on Twitch right now. I can see Mandy Moe, San Antonio Saint, Hatchet John, Jerry, Andrew's dad. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Is Romeo in the chat?
I didn't see Romeo, but he might be.
Okay, well, very, very quickly.
Yo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I got to give a quick shout out to Romeo. By the way, this is what I'm drinking. I know you haven't asked yet, but I'm drinking a Coors Light. Check, that should be one in the bougie meter for Dave. The fact that I'm drinking a beer that's of the people means that Dave is ahead of me in the bougie meter. But happy birthday, Romeo. One of our best supporters, one of our most loyal, one of the best Saints fans out there.
Yeah.
Today?
I'm sure he's not in the chat tonight. He's probably doing something fun for his birthday, but we love that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
3 days
tonight we are going to discuss the Saints losing in hilarious fashion to Minnesota. We got the full Jameis. Why can't the defense start games? Are we in Carrgatory? Plus, the hotline is getting scared. It's 16 minutes long. It's insane. And we're going to answer your questions. But before we do all that, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. And I also have to mention about the MVP contest. Jerry at JLD Hot Sauces and Knives gave me this custom-made beautiful knife with the Saints Happy Hour logo. We are going to raffle that bad boy off at the end of the season. And if we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar collection I'm going to poison myself with. Tonight, Dave, I'm as scared as I've ever been because both of these choices, these possibilities are disgusting. Ooh. We have strawberry cream liqueur and tequila in the same bottle. That sounds horrible.
Wait, it's like tequila infused strawberry liqueur? Is that?
Yes. Ugh. That sounds horrible. And we have herbal liqueur mixed with coffee and a mint of cacao, cold brew Jägermeister. That sounds gross. And it's a gigantic bottle. That's courtesy of Saints Rabbit. I hate you.
I mean, the two of those together is probably what makes this the worst.
I mean, I got the
that
bucket
we've ever had on this show.
I've got the bucket. It could get very, very interesting. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader?
Yes, last week the one and only Budrich won for the first time this season, and the party has already started, Ralph, so you are in quite a bit of trouble. The legend himself, Hatchet John, has gifted 5 subs as always, and also thanks to Real Uncle Mitty for subscribing for 25 straight months. Damn, so we are at 30%. Let me update the counter.
Wow. So Andrew already said what he's drinking. He's drinking Coors Light. He's a man of the people. Dave, I'm drinking Hardhide Strawberry Whiskey with strawberry mint lemonade. It's the last of it that my father-in-law got me from the flea market. It was and is delicious. Dave, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking one of my usuals, Heavy Hands from Spindle Tap. It's got the Mike Tyson logo.
Nice.
Hazy boy.
Well, you mean the Punch Out?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Yeah.
Correct. Well, you don't know if this is from Mike Tyson's Punch Out or not.
Yeah, I can see it from the logo when you put the can up.
No, but how do you know if it's Mike Tyson's or just regular Punch Out? You can't tell.
True. Yeah, it just looks
and actually,
like
they got rid of.
Crowd.
I think they used to have Mac on the can. It looks like they got rid of him. Oh no, they had Mario on the can as a ref. So I'm sure they got.
Dave and Andrew gave a moment.
Cease and desist in the hands. Okay, so the Saints had a horrible first half. Awesome second half on defense, same as it ever was. Andrew, were the Saints aware TJ Hawkinson plays tight end for the Vikings? I think he just caught another first down while Dave was talking about punch out beer. This defense has stunk. I mean, been bad
in the first half.
For long stretch. It's basically 3 straight games that they've stunk in the first half.
Yeah.
How concerned are we that this defense, when you add the injury of Lattimore, the fact they don't have a pass rush, how concerned should we be that this defense is going to let Dennis Allen down? Are we getting to the point where you're like, bro, Dennis, why are you even here? Like this defense, I think this defense, I'm worried that it could sink them the last 7 weeks. How concerned are you about the defense?
Yeah, I mean, losing Lattimore to me is massive, and it sounds like he has a high ankle sprain, so he could be out a while.
Oof.
As bad as the defense has been at times, and usually it's just the first half, like you said, Ralph. The one thing you could always kind of count on was their cover guys were pretty good, at least the corners. So now you're out your best one, who was kind of cutting the field in half. A lot of balls are going to Debo's way, and Debo is playing well. They're still okay. I mean, I like Alontae Taylor and Debo a lot, but it's not the same without Lattimore. So
get him, Isaac.
I don't see. I'll put it to you this way: I don't see Jason Pierre-Paul coming in and fixing everything.
JPP.
He's got the hamburger helper gloves. It's gonna be fine. Dave, take your victory lap about Dobbs. I was wrong. Yeah. You were right.
I can't believe
I'm dumb.
I mean,
leave that guy.
Suck on this, bitch.
We were, and all of us were texting during the game, and I took a victory lap during the game, and then of course Carr gets injured. Jameis comes in, starts slinging it around, and all of a sudden we've got a game. And Andrew's saying, whoa, don't take that victory lap just yet. But then, of course, Jameis, did his usual Jameis. But and I was not expecting Carr to go out and Jameis to come in. Like, obviously, when I said what I said last week, I was expecting a fairly normal game with Carr in there. And I do believe if Carr had stayed in and did not get injured, we would have gotten our asses kicked significantly more than we did. Look, this is Josh Dobbs is a pretty decent quarterback. I think he's playing himself into a starting job and a contract with some team at some point down the line here. And the combination of him and our defensive slow starts, it was inevitable. And like I said, we're not good enough. Our offense is not good enough. I don't think we're coached well enough to come back from a 17-point deficit, a 14-point or more. So we just can't play that way. We've got to, if our defense is going to be the best part of our team and the best part of our game, we need them to play a complete game. Otherwise, we don't.
I'm gonna just blame someone on DA just because.
In defense of most NFL coaches, I don't know how many teams are built to win when they're down 3 scores. If you're Mahomes and Andy Reid, maybe,
or Drew Brees, Peyton during their prime.
But even then, sure, I mean, they got the thing that was concerning to me is it was chunk plays, but it felt like the Saints didn't have the ball in the first half at all, and. Andrew and Dave, the fact that the defense doesn't have a pass rush, I feel like Demario Davis is obviously not as good as he was, but like Pete Werner used to be an animal, a great player. And I feel like, Dave, are we going to get, is Pete Werner going to win the mystery injury of the season right after the Saints are done? They're like, oh yeah, Pete Werner, he needed to have knee replacement surgery or something.
Right, like he's been playing all season on half a knee. No, I don't think so. I don't know. You say the pass rush is bad. I mean, are you specifically talking about the whole game, the first half? I mean, I thought it was okay in the second half.
In general,
all season, I mean, they're low on sack totals.
I mean, they signed Jason Pierre-Paul, and I'm in the Discord, which you should become a patron. You can get in the Discord. We're talking about Jason Pierre-Paul like he's George Johnson from 2017, Andrew, who had like 3 sacks in 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to do it, but like, what do they need? Like, do they need something out of Pierre-Paul? Jason Pierre-Paul? Do we need something out of him, Andrew, to like?
We need something out of somebody, Ralph. You know? My dad's asking, is JPP a retirement joke? You know, he was actually signed by the Saints.
I'll give that man a lot of credit. The Saints had a picture of him signing his contract. He signed his contract with his bad hand. I was
nice.
As a person with one good hand, I was really impressed by that.
Wow, his grip strength must be way better.
His grip strength must be amazing. Because his right hand he's got problems, and you know.
Well, he blew off his hand, right, with fireworks.
Right. Yeah, and he was still signing the contract with it. So I was impressed.
I got to make a grip strength button. I got to write that down.
Yeah, I mean, look. First of all, I feel like you're being a little disrespectful, Ralph, to the first place Saints. Well, let's not forget. I mean, if you go look at the standings in the NFL,
this is ridiculous. We are in the playoffs if they started today. Huh?
Yeah, they're in the playoffs. They're hosting a game in the playoffs,
right?
And I have to say, like, I don't know what it is about that, but like, I remember that year the Panthers won the division at 7-8-1. And I was so like bitter that the Saints didn't win that year. I think they ended up going 6 and did they go 7-9? 7-9. So they lost that division by half a game. And look, in some like weird universe, like I don't actually think this is going to happen, but I just want you to picture a scenario where the Saints go 8-9. Like they kind of just like, and their schedule sucks too, right? So they win 4 games. They lose 5 games. Or sorry, they win 3 games. They go 3-4 the rest of the way, right? And their schedule sucks, and it feels awful. And we're like, this team is the worst. And they win their division, and we're all pissed. They're hosting a playoff game. We're like, this team doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. This sucks. And then they win a playoff game.
That's right.
Let's say they beat the Cowboys.
Oh my!
And we're like, okay, like. And then everyone's kind of pissed. Or like, is Dennis Allen going to save his job? This sucks. And then they like go on the road to Philly and like shenanigans, and they win that, and then they go to the NFC Championship, and the most fraudulent NFC Championship game of all time, of them making it, and like. I'm not gonna lie, like there's a part of me that expects this to happen.
Dude,
and the only reason I say this is when you look at the luck that they've had in the playoffs, we are freaking due for this. We are fucking due for a bullshit run that puts us way further than we deserve. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the universe is doing us a solid. Like, it's the only explanation for this farce of a team being in first place.
Dude, Dave, if they beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, the Saints could give DA a 5-year extension on the field after he shakes hands with Mike McCarthy. Like, I am dead serious. They beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, like 5-year extension, wall of honor.
I'm not taking part in any of this foolishness in this thought experiment.
That is fucking stupid.
Wake up! Well, this is but look, like 8-9, like going 3-4 the rest of the way is. I mean, they can do that.
If they go 3-4, but the 3 wins are NFC South wins,
right?
and they beat Atlanta, and if they go 3-1,
if they beat Atlanta twice and the Bucks once, like that'll probably wins the division.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I guarantee fucking you that'll win them the South.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Thomas, check the timestamp.
Well,
I'm just saying. Dave, you don't like our happy, fun, shenanigan dream.
No, you know what? I don't. And in fact, you're lying to these people out here.
You wouldn't be enjoying that. You wouldn't enjoy every moment.
Of course, I would enjoy that. I just don't think that there's any realm of possibility that that's happening.
That's what makes it fun.
Well, and just like Andrew.
Have you watched Atlanta? Have you watched Atlanta play football?
We can. Winning the division is the most likely scenario out of all that. All the other stuff that happens after they win the division, beating the Cowboys, going on the road, and shenanigans against the Eagles, that's all ridiculous. That shit is fairy tales.
I like fairy tales.
But
it's like Stiltskin, but football.
I don't know, dude. Right. But the only point I'm making is
can it happen?
When you get into the playoffs, like it's single elimination, weird things happen. We've seen it.
I understand that. It would be really right now. This is more just your wishful thinking.
I mean, Beastquake. Dude, that was a 7-9 team. Might I remind you of Beastquake?
Here's the thing that would be fun about the Saints making the playoffs this year is from 2018, 2019, and 2020. The playoff endings were, of course, horrific, each and every one of them. But the thing that was also made the playoffs like not fun is there was this pressure on them of like, they got to get it for Drew. He's going to retire soon. We got to get this ring. We're running out of time. Where like this year, they go to the playoffs 8-9, just get drunk. Whatever happens. There's no pressure. It'll be delightfully. They win a game and they'll ban me from Twitter. Like it'll just be light and fun and frothy, Dave. You need to get into the holiday spirit of playoff dreams.
We don't even know what's crazy about this. Really, this is crazy. Our starting quarterback got re-injured and concussed in the game 2 days ago. We haven't discussed it yet.
He got obliterated, but
we haven't. He did. He got his ass kicked. We haven't really discussed it yet on this podcast.
Oh damn! Is that Sean Orleans music, guys?
Oh, hold on! Don't interrupt me. I don't care whether he's here or not. We haven't discussed it on this podcast yet. Where you have no idea how many games our starting quarterback's going to miss. You don't know how we're going to win these games to get to this 8-9 or whatever. Like,
winning games.
We don't even know.
Jake Hainer time, baby.
It's not about winning games, Dave. It's about Atlanta losing. It's about Atlanta. We don't need to say
how many games do we even need to win, Dave?
I don't know, but and your dad, Mr. Juge, is on there, and he's like, "Oh, the 8-8 Giants won the wild card and won the Super Bowl." And that's great, but they had Eli the entire season. It wasn't like he missed 6 games in the middle of this. We have no idea what the hell is going on. We don't even know who's going to start at quarterback.
Kevin, Thomas, do you have the COVID protocols for the podcast so we don't all catch it? Kevin's got the Rona. How are you feeling, Kevin?
Don't sneeze on the camera. And you got the throat coat?
There you go.
He's got the. That's not even. Is that an N95? That's just like a construction mask.
It's an N95.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you got the throat coat?
You got.
Tell us. Oh, he's got it. Tell us about your symptoms. How you feeling? You got fever?
So late Sunday night, I just started to have
quick version
body ache. Like the bottoms of my feet were hurting and my joints were hurting.
Oof.
And I've had that with a body cold. So Monday, it was just it was worse. Just a body ache.
Well, you sound like shit.
Thank you.
Hey,
went into
Sally,
work and they
I
sent
need
me
assistance.
home. And they would just don't come to work, man. Like if you feel under the weather, don't come to work. So woke up this morning, body ache went away a little bit, but had some friends pick up a COVID test for me. Took it, did the whole swabby swab into the drop thing, dropped the little droplets into the test strip, and it said to wait 15 minutes. Brother, within 2 minutes, that line that shows it lit up like it was Christmas Day.
Do you feel worse with the Rona, or did you feel worse watching Josh Dobbs obliterate the Saints?
That's what Tinder would do to you kids.
Brother, I tell you what, I think I felt worse watching Josh Dobbs evade sacks and scramble to either get positive yardage or make smart decisions. Like, guy's good. Guy's good. He's going to play himself into a Geno Smith type deal. Good for him.
I can't.
Good for him. I'm seems like a good dude. So good for him. Bully for him.
If I was a Jets
defense sucked in the first half.
If I was a Jets fan, I'd be ready to murder people. They picked Zach Wilson over Josh Dobbs.
Jets fans.
Arizona was like, take him. We don't want him. And
Jets fans should have been beating themselves half to death already. For several other reasons before it even came to that. So whatever. Right now, the body aches have mostly gone away.
Are you serious? I went and got a drink. We're still talking about this? Jesus.
Yeah, Dave. Dave.
We just wanted to know the symptoms.
One of your friends and compatriots has a severe illness.
It's not a severe illness. Are you vaccinated?
Yes.
Are you up to date on all your boosters?
The whole thing.
I don't think anything I was saying was that intelligent.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. So the body ache's mostly gone. Now it's just like a runny nose thing, and I just feel like stuffed up. It feels like the lingering thing with the muscle ache is it feels like somebody has injected a needle. It's like occasionally somebody has injected a needle through my neck, up behind my ear, and like right into about here. So if I turn my head like too quickly, I'll get a jolt of pain up my neck into my head. So
Thomas, make sure you clip this and submit this for next year's WLSA awards.
Well, so look, instead of the violins with me, you can be playing the ER theme.
Man, we have.
I'm sure we still have that because of my proclivity or predilection to date those in the medical field.
Well, now would be a good time to have a nurse, Kevin.
That's right. That's right. There it is.
We got the ER theme a little late, but we got it.
They fix them around, man. I'm gonna go crazy, man.
Have you seen me this whole episode? I'm moving around. I think I've got it. Okay.
Yeah, your camera placement gets worse and worse, and the sound of Marines gets louder and louder, man.
Because I'm trying to put the microphone in a good place.
Dave's microphone.
What you're doing is not working, man.
Well, I know that, but Thomas, wait, look at this. I've discovered though that you can physically block between the modem and the mic, like if I put my hand here.
Yeah, you probably can. Yeah. It's pretty strange.
So what I'm going to have to do for the next show, I'm not going to do it now, but what I'm going to do for the next show is I'm going to have to put the mic on the other side.
Build a wall, man. Go full Trump on it, man.
No, I'm just going to make sure my body is between the modem and the microphone next week.
Yeah. So,
you need to get fatter. Man.
God damn.
Hopefully it's the Cam Jordan Rona I've got.
That's right. The good Rona. So, guys, we are presented by Hard Hide.
I'll tell you what, Cam Jordan could use some good Rona right now.
He could use a Rona, a trip to Germany, blood injections, whatever it takes. But, guys, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, fresh strawberries from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof, blended and bottled in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Porch Jam Distillery. Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey is not for the thin-skinned. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. Thomas, do we have a donation update? I don't want to drink either of these. If you people... I'll be fine.
You don't want to drink. Bad news for you, man. We had tons of new donations. Thanks to your boy Alan for subscribing for free with Amazon Prime and with donation message. Let's go. Thanks to Biloxi Blues for subbing. Thanks to Hudat Goffer for 1K bits. Thanks to your boy Alan again for the gifting 5 subs this time, and to and Andre Jude for 1K bits. So right now, your boy Alan is in the lead with 3K bits. Hatchet John in the second place, 2.5K bits, and we are 1.5K bits away from Ralph drinking, guys. So you're in trouble, Ralph.
I'm in trouble. So the Saints, Kevin, they ran the ball really well, which was weird because they haven't done that all year. And the score was 3-3, and I felt pretty good. I was like, they're averaging almost 6 yards a carry at one point. Then it all collapsed. So how much of the first half offensive issues was Carr being terrible? How much of it was key penalties at key moments? And how much of it was Pete Carmichael's terrible at his job?
I'd probably put more of it on Carr. I'd probably go 40% Carr, 35% Pete Carmichael, and the rest penalties.
Oh boy! Well, there you go, and thanks to your buddy Andrew who just donated 3,000 bits. You're drinking, buddy.
What am I drinking?
You're drinking the tequila,
and he chooses.
You're doing the strawberry tequila.
Oh, yes, that is so gross.
This is so.
As soon as I heard that in the pre-show, strawberry cream tequila, I was
Andrew
like,
went and got his wallet.
I was like, I'll donate to that cause.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Juge sold some of his Bitcoin.
Oh, by the way, just update on the Marantz, Thomas. I have positioned my body. What's great about the Marantz is this arm. It's great.
It's like
360. Yeah. It can go anywhere. You can kind of do any kind of setup. So now I have kind of positioned my body between the microphone and the modem, but I have to like look sideways when I want to talk.
A splash. It
but
says
the
sun never sets on the Juge Empire.
We got that button for the live show.
We'll get to the buttons in just a second, Dave.
I'm not done with the button.
It says it's a splash of tequila, but it smells like a lot of tequila. You know what this smells like? You ever have like strawberries in your refrigerator and you forget about them, and then you open them up and it's like a science experiment?
Yeah.
And it smells really bad, but it kind of smells like strawberries. That's what this is. Oh, and by the way, Thomas, if you are a patron and you're in Discord, Thomas made a channel called Ralph Drinks, and he just plays all the videos of me doing the shots from every episode.
Cool story. Take the shot. I didn't pay to hear you talk, Ralph.
Yeah. Look at that.
You know what?
Oh, Mikey likes it.
Surprisingly,
I mean, it is strawberry, so
it's not
kind of up Ralph's alley.
Surprisingly, not bad.
No, it's disappointing.
Lame. Now we got to donate more money.
You ever burp and worry you're going to vomit? You should. I mean, look at this. Look how big that is, Andrew. You should have picked this one. This was
that thing is massive.
That is massive.
All right, how much more do we need to donate to get that one?
You get 75. You want this one done? Because we've got to do a mailbag after. We got to do a mailbag and like a lot of stuff. So, this is where we like Dave. The penalties. It's like Hazlitt level freaking penalties at this point. Like it is out of control with the Saints penalties.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So
is that a question? Okay.
My question.
I'm messing around with my beer can, this spindle tap beer can with the punch out thing on it, because I noticed that the label was coming off, and now I think what they've done is I think they took their old cans with Mario on them, and I think they put a new label over it after they got sued. So now I'm trying to take this label off to see. But yes, your original non-question,
non-question.
Basically, the Saints get penalized a lot.
Yeah, accurate AF, as the kids like to say.
My question is, at like what point do you like start benching people? Because like Shaheed
doesn't have the balls to do that.
Shaheed,
he tried to bench Penning.
He lined up 3 yards off sides. Like, what is that?
I don't know. He tried to bench Penning, and then it didn't work out. God was like, no, my son Penning must start. And I don't know. I mean, are we good enough to be benching players and starting our shittier players? I don't know.
Coach better. Do your job. That's what it's about.
Like I don't like you got to remember, like DA's job is on the line here. Like if he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because he wants the team to do better, but he's got to bench players to do that. But if he benches players and the crappier players play, and then maybe they lose, and then he loses his job. So it's this vicious cycle, and he doesn't know what to do, and he can't stop it. He doesn't know where it ends, and he doesn't know what to do.
I don't know. There's no excuse, in my opinion, for the Saints being penalized as much as they are.
Top 5 back-to-back years.
You know, like Shaheed and the pre-snap stuff. It's a game on the road. Like it's super frustrating. Sets the offense back. I mean, I can live with it a little bit, but just stop and think for a second about how much of a veteran team this is.
That's right.
You got Carr at quarterback. You've got a line of Pete, Hurst, McCoy, Ruiz, Ramczyk. They're all veterans. Your tight ends are Foster Moreau, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara. Like think Michael Thomas. Like think about all the dudes.
Fourth oldest team in the league
that are on offense, and then on defense you've got Lattimore, Matthew, May, Demario Davis, like Cam Jordan, even the defensive tackles are veterans that have been in the league. This is their second team.
Yep, Shepard.
So I mean, you go up and down the roster, and it's like these are guys that have been in the league for a long time, and they have no discipline. So whether you want to talk about the fact that it's a sign of undisciplined play, or you solely want to make it a reflection of bad coaching, either way, it adds up to terrible.
So sidebar,
if you can't trust your veteran starters not to screw up, how are the young guys behind them going to do any better?
Sidebar, as I suspected, I was correct. Underneath there, this is the original can. You'll notice there's little Mac on there, and there's Mario on the other side.
I feel like you're setting them up to get sued again.
But on the label that I just peeled off, they've been eliminated. So I was correct. They put this label on to cover for the cans they had already paid for. So you can post that on Reddit. It's mildly interesting.
Can we talk real quick about how the Saints coin is wrong? And
I was going to say that.
I also was right last week. I knew that.
No, we cannot. Don't spoil the question segment, please.
That was reckless. That was such reckless copyright infringement. It was almost as reckless as Jameis was on Sunday. Jameis being Jameis, it really made Sunday more interesting, Kevin. So props to him. But also,
it saved the day. That was the only thing that
saved the day. I was ready to turn that. I was ready to turn that thing off, play with my son, acknowledge my family's existence. And then Jameis came on and was throwing touchdowns. Props to him, Kevin, for looking like Dwayne from a different world in the postgame. But he might be delusional about the Saints offense.
Dwayne Wayne?
He might be delusional about the Saints offense being close. Let's look at that. Thomas, play this clip of Jameis. He was dressed phenomenally.
So
look at this.
We so close. You just saw, and really the first half showed it all, how we were just so close to converting, and things were open, and we just needed one extra second, or we needed the ball to be right here a little bit more. I think we got it, man. Like this is obviously you want to go with a win heading to the bye week, but this is a time where we all gonna dig deep look inside of ourselves and come out on top, man. I believe this team has the will to persevere. I believe this is a resilient team. I believe we got some resilient coaches. Now it's time to go do that.
Kevin on the scale.
We just needed the ball to be right here, says the guy who threw across the field.
The confidence, man.
Going against every cardinal quarterbacking rule.
It was fine, man. It was great.
It was a touchdown. So, hey, man, what the hell? You got to love it. He does look like Dwayne Wayne. I love it. He's got the 80s denim jacket on. He's got those thin gold rim glasses. I like it. I like the look.
Kevin, more delusional. Jameis about the Saints offense. Are you on a first date that you matched with someone on Tinder?
I would say Jameis, because the first date, I'm usually way too nervous. It's when the second date hits. That's when I start getting delusional.
Those are rare.
Yeah.
Are we getting a Kevin Love update? The legendary stood me up. Love update. Come on, Kevin.
No, and by the way, also Thomas, will you send me the images of that you use for the Kevin Love update? I want to put that on a button too.
Yeah, Dave, tell the people about the live show. I want to remind people, you can get a live show. We're doing a special exclusive T-shirt. Bleep that cap for the live show. You can order it. Click the link that patrons got today, and that's how it looks. It's amazing. You can order it, $25. You can get it at the live show. We'll hand them out to you if you want it. You pre-order it, or if you want it, we'll ship it to you too. June, it's amazing. You should do it. But Dave, that's great, and that's Thomas's idea, the T-shirt. But your idea is next level. Tell the people what you're doing for the live.
It was your idea. You wanted to do
Thomas's idea to do one thing. You took it to the next level. It was Thomas's.
Well, Thomas wanted to do Fire DA and keep DA buttons, and everybody could pick one, and that way, when we're at the live show, we'll know exactly where everybody stands. Which I did. So I've got those pretty much already made. I printed them out. We just got to button them up, pin them. I texted Ralph. I was like, how many do you think we need to make? How many people are coming? And he said, well, just 25 of each, because we only have like 60 people coming. And I said, yeah, but you could have all 60 people wanting Fire DA buttons and nobody wanting Keep DA buttons. You gotta make plan for all scenarios. So you got to make 60. If you got 60 people coming, you need 60 buttons on each side.
We would send Keep DA buttons to Africa, right?
But
like the Super Bowl t-shirts.
I'll wear them all. It'll be like the person at TGI Fridays. I'll have the flail.
Do you guys think DA will get fired if the Saints don't make the playoffs?
No, this is stop. All right. Anyway, you're trolling me now. But so I love buttons. We make a lot of buttons at the store. We sell a lot of buttons. We have a lot of fun with it. So I figured, you know what? It's time to throw all of our funny inside jokes onto buttons for people to purchase. And honestly, now that I'm doing the artwork, I think I might just slap them on shirts and put them on the website and let everybody buy them. I don't know if you want me to reveal the ones I've come up with already, but and we have 3 weeks until, so I will definitely be. I'm going to continue coming up with ideas.
I mean, he's got the
one with Kevin with the thumb. That was with the thumbs up. That was my personal favorite. I thought that was pretty clever.
I mean, plan.
I'm patting myself on the back for that.
Plan A, Plan B button. That's a good one. Hey, Sally, I need assistance. I don't know where you got that picture of me from.
Oh yeah, I've been on all of y'all's Facebook profiles quite a bit recently, by the way.
The sun never sets on the Jew Empire.
Yeah, I actually added Andrew's face into the sun.
Wow,
as it should be.
Exactly on that one.
So,
and then the one I did today
was
Jewish
Empire.
So, Andrew, you're back. So, I have a question for you, you're going to start, but I want everybody to answer. Are the Saints, because the NFC South is terrible, but the Saints are the only one that's, besides Carolina, that's committed to a quarterback. Are the Saints in, as Kevin said on the post-game show Sunday, are they in Carrgatory?
Yeah, I mean, that investment doesn't look very good, does it? Look, maybe. I don't know that I'm resigned that Carr sucks and that it's hopeless and he's not going to be any good.
He sucks.
I think so far through 10 games.
You know what? He doesn't suck. He's mediocre.
I think so far through 10 games, he's not been worth anywhere near what they paid for him. He has been a disappointment. I think when he was signed, we did podcasts and the first thing I said is, look, this is only worth it if the guy elevates the offense. He's got to come in and elevate everything, and he hasn't. So the fact that Baker Mayfield is playing better ball than him is pretty telling. I think right now, if you were to look at all the NFC South QBs, Baker Mayfield's the one playing the best, and that's kind of sickening to think about. But yeah, look, it's not all Carr though. I mean, let's not forget that Pete Carmichael's calling the plays, and I think in particular, when I blame the offense for how when I blame the team for being 5-5 and how things have gone, and the Vikings are actually an exception because that was the first game where I saw the Saints actually running the football consistently without Taysom Hill. And to me, I blame the defense. Like they had no answer for Dobbs. They had no answer for Hawkinson in the first half. And I mean, let's call a spade. I mean, the Vikings just carved them up. They carved up the Saints defense in the first half. And, you know, when you're on the road and the other team has the ball for 8 minutes and they go score a touchdown and you get the ball and the crowd's going nuts, like it's tough. It's very difficult to go down and respond. So I don't know that I'm even that mad at the offense for the Vikings game. I really think the defense in the first half lost them that game. But if you look at the whole season and the fact that they're 5-5, mostly it's been the offense. It's mostly the offense it's the same as last year, pretty much. They haven't gotten it done. And when you look at the personnel of this team, when your best receivers are Olave and Shaheed, they're field stretchers, they're big play guys. And at times this season they've made big plays. At times this offense has been humming. It's been chunk plays by those two receivers for the most part. And for those guys like to be the full expression of what they can be, you have to be able to run the football, which allows you to then have play action, which allows them to do intermediate and deeper routes. And what's happening is they're not running the football at all, which means you can't have play action, which means you can't let medium and deeper routes develop that much because you're trying to throw shorter, trying to get the ball out of your hand. Because basically, I blame it all on the offensive line, is what it comes down to. So sorry, long-winded answer, but the point here is I haven't given up on Carr yet because I'm watching an offensive line that is pretty close to inept. But at the same time, like if that's your personnel and you can't make it work, like the quarterback's part of that too.
Somebody in the chat.
My response to you, Andrew, would be like, well, then how come Jameis Winston can just come in here in 1 quarter, half a quarter, 1.5 quarters, and just throw 2 touchdowns?
I think Jameis Winston was in a good situation in that game because they were down 27-3.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Pete Carmichael, as he's calling the plays, is like, look, we're desperate and like, go ahead and take a bunch of risk because we're down by 3.
Tell Derek Carr that at the beginning of the game before they kick off. Why don't they tell Derek Carr, you know what, Derek, you suck right now. Go out there and take some freaking risks. Did you see what Jameis did back in that game against the Vikings? I hate to say this, Derek, you need to be more like Jameis.
But here's the thing, Dave,
I know that's tough to hear.
Those Jameis
be more like Jameis, okay, Derek? Because right now this ain't working.
Those Jameis throws are fun, and you don't care about the interceptions. But if they're playing Atlanta and it's 17-10, and Jameis does that throw across his body, and they pick it and they don't kick a field goal, and it costs them the game, then you're mad.
The throw
Sunday, you don't care.
Correct, which is exactly my point. I don't want Jameis. I want a Derek Carr who is just not such a pussy. He's a pussy. Derek Carr is a pussy.
Kevin.
Like
it's funny that you say that, Dave, because when the Saints signed Carr, I asked a guy I know that coaches in the NFL, like, hey, what do you think of this? And he was like, if I'm being honest, like, I just think Carr has no courage. That was the one thing that he told me.
But that's a good.
This is not a therapy session.
But Ralph, my point is, and I said this. We said this on the immediate post game reaction podcast. We don't need Jameis Winston. We don't want somebody who's going to be that crazy. We just need somebody who is a little more wild, a little more free, a little bit more of a gunslinger, if you will. And I'm starting to, and I saw somebody write it, and I don't know who wrote it, but I'm starting to feel like Carr maybe suffers from the same thing that Taysom did, where like he will only throw to an open receiver. Like he's not going to throw a guy open. He's going to wait till the guy's open. He only throws to that guy. I don't know. Like what? I don't know.
Yeah. Somebody said, Butter says, remember the argument from Devontae Adams where he told Carr, just throw it up in my vicinity and I'll get it. Here's my question to you, Kevin.
Yeah.
And this, I think just the fact that you will have to ponder this question is a damning indictment of Derek Carr. If Derek Carr had signed with the Jets and the Saints were running it back with Andy Dalton. Would the Saints be 5-5 if they had run it back with Andy Dalton?
God.
Let me see. What a
question.
I'll say yeah. I'll say yes.
I mean,
because I think they would have swapped the Green Bay game. I think they would have won in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And they would have lost to probably Indianapolis.
What was the game where Carr played well? Was that Indianapolis?
That was Indy.
Yeah.
He hit a couple bombs. But it's interesting in that, Dave, if the Saints were 5-5 with Andy Dalton, would we feel differently about it? Because we'd be like, they're 5-5 in first place. We still got to get a quarterback. Maybe we'll get Jaden Daniels. And the Saints would know they need a quarterback. We wouldn't be locked into Derek Carr. Would we feel better about this mediocrity?
That's an interesting question.
If we weren't locked into Derek Carr, I think we might. I would. I'd be like, because we got to go get a quarterback. We're going to win this division, and then we're going to go get a quarterback.
To me, it sounds like you guys are kind of resigned that it's never going to work with Carr. I still think it could. With each passing week, I'm less confident. So, but here's the thing, Carr's the quarterback, and he's going to be the quarterback next year. I think year 3 is probably the soonest they could eject from that. So whether we like it or not, I think we're kind of pod committed right now to Derek Carr.
Yeah,
and so my hope is that he'll get better. My thinking is that with more time and more comfort, Drew Brees in year 1, I know the Saints made the NFC Championship in year 1, but or they won a playoff game, but or no, I guess they did make the NFC Championship, but I don't know that Brees was awesome that year. Brees was much better in year 2 and year 3 in terms of just statistically. So I don't know, as he gets more comfortable with the team and the personnel, I think it's possible that Carr improves. I hope he does. But yeah, it's out of the gate, it's not feeling great. It's not. I think we all see that clearly. He's gotten injured a couple times. They're not blocking for him well.
What's your realistic?
I just want to make myself clear, because October Risk is doesn't agree with me in the chat. I don't. Jameis is not the answer. I don't want Jameis. I just want. There's a happy medium between.
You want a little bit more recklessness. And sorry for my foul language earlier, calling Derek Carr the P word, but I don't that's just street slang for saying he's playing timid. He plays like a timid scaredy cat, I think, and he needs to play more reckless. He needs to play more loose. And that's what I want. And if
look, here's my only thing. My only response about Jameis Winston is nothing about that game makes me want to watch that guy play again.
No, I think we have we've already done the Jameis Winston experiment. They tried to make Jameis Winston a calmer, check down, more prototypical quarterback. That didn't work. That doesn't work for Jameis. We saw that. We have a much better chance, I would like to think, of taking Derek Carr and making him more of loosey-goosey, let's throw it around the yard quarterback. I think there's more of a chance for that. But we really haven't seen that, and that's what I want to see. And if not from him, then we got to move on.
Hater, baby.
I don't know that I agree with that. Derek Carr has hit a lot of deep balls. He has chucked the ball down the field a lot this year.
How much of the Saints not being able to throw over the middle is...
Can we get Carr LASIK?
Can we...
That's the worst joke I've ever heard.
$6.99 per eye. $6.99 per eye.
Includes nearsightedness,
farsightedness, and astigmatism.
Had no hidden
inability to throw over the middle. How much, Kevin? Juwan Johnson being just completely. a non-factor. How much of that do you think is like, not that it like, if they had Juwan Johnson, it would fix everything, but how much of like the offensive line sucking and no Juwan Johnson, like how much of that, like it just piles on the problems? Like I feel like it's kind of a low-key important thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, I have an easy analogy for me, but it's wrestling related, so it won't really work here. So I'll try and make it more broad. Let's say you're watching a movie or a TV show, miniseries, whatever.
Like The Godfather, hypothetically.
Well, it wouldn't be that. It would have to be something that's bad. So
The Godfather, yeah.
Hey, so you're watching a show, you're watching a movie, and 10 minutes in, you're like, oh, this is bad. And then the more you keep watching it, the more you notice a whole bunch of other things wrong with it. But that's because the movie is bad, and you are then noticing all these other things.
That is correct.
The team is bad. There are all these little things that we're now noticing because the team is bad. The O-line is shit. It's not giving Derek Carr enough time. Derek Carr is too timid. Derek Carr is taking a little bit too long in the pocket. The tight ends have done jack and shit all year, and they don't seem to be able to help with blocking. Yada, yada, yada. So that's it. Like, all I know is when I start ramping up the Kevin Does Mock Drafts channel, a tight end will be getting taken early on.
Yeah, Dave, I was thinking before we get to the hotline, I didn't think of this when they did the trade at the trade deadline because I was too busy making jokes about the Raiders ghosting Mickey Loomis. But I really think that the Saints were trying to trade for Hunter Renfrow, and everybody was like, why are they trying to trade for Hunter Renfrow? They need offensive line help. They need pass rush help. But I really think the Saints understood the problem very clearly besides the offensive line. And they're like, look, we can't fix the offensive line in the trade deadline. What can we fix? We can get Derek Carr a security blanket over the middle to kind of replace Juwan Johnson. And they tried to get his boy Hunter Renfrow, but the Raiders were too busy firing everybody to complete the trade. And not that Hunter Renfrow would have saved them, but it was kind of a low-key important thing that the Saints couldn't get that over the line. Are you not agreeing with me?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say Dave.
I was talking in the chat. Wait, what was the question?
Hunter Renfrow, the deal, not getting...
My name is Carrgatory.
Hunter Renfrow, Mickey Loomis not completing the trade because he got ghosted because the Raiders didn't have a general manager because he got fired. Was kind of important at the trade deadline.
I'm still not sure I follow.
Yeah. It gets confusing this is like AI. It gets confusing to the listeners as to when Andrew is really talking or when not talking or when I'm really talking or not. Is it important? Are you asking if it's important to have a general manager?
No, I'm asking you, was the Saints not getting Hunter Renfrow, was it more important than we thought at the time?
No. You think Hunter Renfrow is the key to unlock like that's the guy that's going to change it all?
I don't know. Michael Hooman did a big difference.
I think the margins to win the South are really small, Dave. The difference between going 8-9 and 9-8 is really small, and every little possibly improvement you can do could make the difference between me having a T-shirt and a NFC South Division Championship
If we're all going to be in agreement that the O-line is terrible and it sucks, and then it all starts there and nothing's going to work. If you don't have a good O-line, then
Yeah, I tend to agree. One thing I thought about Carr is actually when you consider his injured AC joint, it's actually he's played pretty well when you consider that. Actually, because we know like once a quarterback gets hurt and he starts thinking about that injury and he gets a little rattled and he gets a little gun shy and He's afraid to take a hit, and he gets the ball out a little quicker. I don't know. I'll just throw that out there too.
He showed a little bit of courage getting blasted on that play that he got hurt.
Everything in context, right? Yeah, I mean, when you look at this offensive line, the left side, like Pete is not. I mean, obviously they had to get Penning out of there, but Pete isn't playing particularly well. James Hurst at left guard isn't playing particularly well. I don't know what's going on with Ramczyk. He hasn't been himself all year. So yeah, the offensive line is a disappointment. Look, they started this game really slow. It's good that they're getting a bye week. Losing Michael Thomas and Lattimore for any length of time is really bad. But, they have a big game in 2 weeks against Atlanta, a really big one. Huge. And at least they have a bye week to kind of plan for 2 weeks, think about it, get in there. And, if they can win that game and get a 2-game lead on the Falcons, and they still have a lot to play for. So that's going to be a big one.
I want to end Arthur Smith so bad. I want that to me could be something that Dennis Allen could accomplish that we would remember forever.
If the Saints win in 2 weeks, I mean, Arthur Smith is done.
Yeah, but
he might not get fired after the game, but he's cooked, illegal. Right?
I know, but you don't want that. You want him to stick around. You want to continue this.
If me getting an NFC South Division Championship T-shirt means Arthur Smith has to get fired into the sun, so be it.
Do we want to?
Let me ask you this: behind door A, you got the Saints winning a playoff game,
and door number
win
2.
the division, win a playoff game. Dennis Allen stays. And you know that he's going to get fired a year later because next year it'll be bad. Okay. Door number 2, they don't win the division. They don't make the playoffs, but Dennis Allen gets fired. Which one would you take?
No, I gotta take the division title in the playoff game because I cannot have Atlanta celebrating in week 18 on the Superdome field.
Okay, let's say I guarantee you Tampa wins the division.
Ooh. That's tough. That's tougher.
You really want DA out of here, huh?
I mean, it's a harder call. It's you made the Andrew
final
made it
answer.
hard.
Is that your final
hard
answer?
on me. I'm still going division title because playoff games are fun. But
I mean, we've talked about this. When the Raptor says NFC South champion 2023, we don't demand that the record be put up there. We don't ask how by what margin did they win? How good was that team?
Yeah,
Those
but also, who gives a shit about a division champion banner anymore? I don't know.
Kevin, it'll be the Vince McMahon, the Vince McMahon video. Tell me, Dad, about the time the Saints won the 2023 NFC South, and it's Vince McMahon, the video of him saying, "Cut the camera off."
Hey, it happened.
It was glorious.
It's a fact. Look at the banner. Enough said.
Do we want to talk? Bitch. Do we want to talk about our draft pick that is just actually kind of rapidly going down the board here?
Stupid Sean Payton's going to drag that
Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos.
So annoying.
Start to figure things out in Denver.
It's so annoying. The good thing, Dave, is they have their schedule the rest of the way is hard as hell.
We'll see about this, but.
So
right now it's feeling like we're on the raft and Jack is floating away.
Wilson! I'm sorry, Wilson!
Totally different movie. Two totally different movies.
So the hotline, the uncensored hotline, Dave, is juicy and more than 16 minutes long.
That's too long.
Whenever the Saints lose, you people bring it for the hotline, but if wins, y'all aren't as interested. The longest call was 2 minutes.
I got to go get a drink for this.
I think
don't start it yet.
We had a record of people calling in at halftime, just vomiting anger and rage and nails. Hotline Staples, Andrew, and Jerry called. In fact, Jerry was so mad at Vikings fans that he called twice. Adam, radio voice guy, of course, he called twice, and he was pissed like never before. Unfortunately, Andrew, everybody's favorite cousin from Boston called to just mock us. He has no business. I've watched the Patriots. I've gambled on the Patriots. He should not be calling us. Thomas, let's hear it.
I'm going to do a quick donation update and wait for Dave because I'm nice. Okay, so thanks to Archmage for 1K bits with donation message. Nobody puts penning in the corner. Thanks to Hudat Golfer for 2 gifted subs. Thanks to your boy Allen for 100 bits. Thanks to Hudat Golfer for 600 bits. And just right now, Moonslow for subscribing with Prime for free with donation message.
How far are we from Ralph chugging the Jaeger?
3,000.
Wait a second. Let me read the donation message for JPP will lead the Saints to the Super Bowl by himself. Yeah, surely, man. And we are 2.5K bits away. I'm gonna update.
2,500.
Cold brew. Jaeger. This looks.
How many fluid ounces is that? What does it say on it?
Just wait till the hotline ends,
50,
Andrew, please.
50 milliliters.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know how many ounces.
A normal bottle, I believe, is 30.
So it's like 2 shots. This is an act of terrorism. Cold brew coffee Jaeger. It's an act of terrorism.
There's 500 right there.
Wow. So, so get to the hotline, Thomas.
Roger that.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Well, it's almost halftime, and DA's first half defense has coughed up the game, but I got to say the clown of the game so far is Ralph, who entirely was too sanguine about the chaos created by a running quarterback against us, even a mediocre one. Dobbs is just killing us right now.
Hey, DA, I got a fucking halftime adjustment for you since they think they're so overrated. You take Dobbs, you break his fucking legs.
I just want to say thank you for all the work y'all do. Y'all make this season a whole lot easier. This is bad. I'm so fucking angry right now.
It's your cousin from Boston. Listen, my fucking Patriots are fucking getting beat by a grand slam home run by the fucking Colts. But let me tell you what, your fucking Saints, you guys are your team fucking sucks.
Man, I thought this was going to be a great season. I really did. But you know what? Sometimes you think you got a fart and you shit on yourself.
All right, this is the last time I'm going to bother you guys. My wife left me alone for the weekend, which is a bad idea. So I'm watching the Falcons-Cardinals game. I promise you, the Saints are going to blow it, and they're going to lose to the Falcons because Taylor Heineke and Scotty Miller are going to burn the shit right out of the Saints. They're terrible. I need a beer. I got to go.
Oh, hi. Is this the Saints? The ones down in New Orleans? Yeah, I just want you guys to know I'm going to swoop down there and I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you. You guys suck at your jobs. Oh, wait, wrong number.
This game sucked. Ralph, Derek Carr looked like he was throwing passes with your bat arm. Taysom Hill had as many carries as I did, which was 0, and they got blown out by a team with a backup quarterback. And make no mistake, they got blown out. It looked close to the end for one reason only, and that's because Jameis came in throwing YOLO balls.
Hey, Saints Happy Hour, this is Jared G. once again with a bonus message. This is to all these Viking fans doing all that skull chant shit. This is my message to y'all. To all you Vi Queen fans, F you, F your team, F your fan base, F your skull chants, all that. I'm sick of y'all. I'm really sick of you. So F all of you Vi Queen fans. Scar my ass. Fuck y'all.
Well, that was a dose of reality. Davenport and Peyton Turner both made their typical game day contributions. 1st and 20 had one play, and it was 1st and 20. Dennis Allen has gone Steve Spurrier. He's coaching the D for just one half per game. Carmichael doing his best to anesthetize the offense. James can't follow instructions, so ignores Carmichael. Throws a 70-yard Hail Mary to get a 29-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful. So is everything okay? To quote Pulp Fiction, things are pretty far from okay.
That's your movie reference.
You know, Dave, I do have one question. How come the Hail Mary at the end didn't work?
Yeah. How come that?
Because Jameis was throwing it.
I like the caller that was the best, that brought the best energy. I like the guy
was on the team.
The guy who just railed against the Vikings and just totally ignored the Saints' performance. The Saints' performance has nothing to do with us hating the other team. That's the kind of energy we need on the hotline, kids.
I love the guy from Boston.
that was Jerry, right? That shit on the Vikings.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, that was Jerry.
That was my favorite.
So the Patriots are.
And that was his second call. His first call is in the
Jerry, you
hotline.
need to keep calling and ranting.
We didn't get Adam,
that was the best.
Adam the radio voice, and we didn't get any ladies.
We had
for all you ladies that listen to the show, call the hotline, please.
Call the hotline.
Come on,
April.
We need to mix up the
April
vibes.
Called it. Thomas is saving that for the uncensored. I guess April went off the rails, Thomas, and it was too much edited.
The one we just listened was 3 minutes long. The uncensored one is 16 minutes long. Guys.
Wow.
I really want to do a patrons only podcast where we listen to the uncensored long version. But like we can stop it and
do play by play.
Yeah, like mystery science. It's like Mystery Science Theater, but with our hotline.
Right.
Like I want to do
that. Maybe you and me can do that one of the nights during the week.
Hey, how close are we on the donations?
We are so close. We are so close.
God.
You can see the bar below, Kevin.
250 away.
So,
250?
Yes. No, not 250. 750.
So the Saints.
Yes,
Happy
correct,
Hour
Kevin.
Viewer Mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle
Andrew, get on it.
wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, hit that music, take us to the top so I can give the people finger guns.
Damn hatchet, John, we're getting close.
I don't want to drink this at all. I am perfectly content to not drink cold brew coffee liqueur. It's disgusting.
Less than 200 now.
Ugh.
How's the
there we go.
How's the COVID treating you, Kevin?
Brother,
let me play the.
I need to lay down.
He's been pretty quiet, obviously.
I don't know.
After that first answer, after the first description of all of his symptoms, that exhausted all of his energy.
Basically, yeah.
This is horrible. I don't know.
I'm just here for vibes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
we like to have. It's also more symmetrical when there's four of us.
Yeah,
the quad box.
I'm gonna have to do this in 2 shots. Like
no.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get it all down in one.
Yeah, hey, Alda Marino, you could shut it down. This is the question of the night. Who's more sick after tonight's show? Kevin or Ralph?
Me.
Oh, you nailed that one.
There he goes. Oh, boy, that is so
Keep going. No, doll, come on.
No, I think he finished it.
I got it.
Hold the bottle up. Hold the bottle up.
Oh, you know what else? Okay, Thomas, you know what else I need?
There's a little bit left in there, I can tell. Go ahead. Get the last drop. There you go.
For buttons, Thomas, send me still photos. Send me like 5 or 6 different still photos of like Ralph making gross faces after he takes shots. And I'll make buttons of all
There's a channel
of
for
them.
that right now.
You're
it's called Ralph Drinking Clips. Check our Discord.
I'll grab them from there. Perfect. We'll have
thank you, Bud Rich. Shout out to the Pelicans. They actually won a game tonight. That was
Wait, we beat them now?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I just saw. I had to sit in Dallas.
We beat Dallas. I think that might have been a home game.
It was a home game, dude. I gotta say this.
We played them twice at home.
Kevin.
No, I think the last one was in Dallas. This one was.
No, I was at the game. He was
on the wood.
I was on the wood at the Dallas Mavericks game for the Pelicans. We got our asses kicked. Are you telling me we then went to Dallas and beat their ass? I'm on the wood to watch them play, and I watched them get their ass kicked, and then they go all the way to Dallas. That's when they decide to play well.
They had Herb.
Christ.
They had Herb.
Jesus,
Kevin. Kevin, I don't want to get political with the people, but
okay,
I'm usually against.
This ought to be good.
I'm usually against the death penalty,
but
I'm going to make an exception for whatever human being thought cold brew coffee liqueur was a good idea. This is terrible. My entire face is like you know what it feels like? It feels like somebody just jammed like the worst tasting coffee in my mouth, just jammed it in, and I like my body is like figuring out how to do horrible things to me. Like my stomach is churning. It is so bad. Like I'm just going to straight up apologize to Selly because there's going to be something horrible is going to happen to me. Well, I'm in the bed next to her tonight.
Are you going to need something? Are you going to need something?
Do you think the strawberry cream is curdling with the coffee Jaeger?
Yeah,
right now?
I just think this is bad. It's just it's just Thomas, get to the questions. I'm falling apart.
We're doing a mailbag after.
All right.
I came up with my own questions too, Thomas, if you need any for the mailbag.
Wow.
Yeah, roger that. All right. First question. First
so
question.
Dismissive, Jesus.
First question
you best come hard.
First question from Don Checo, and he asks, I'm sure they are not better than these questions, Dave. Come on, man. With the JPP signing, if Marcus Tufers was still on the team, how many combined fingers would our starting DEs have?
That's
wait, let's add this up.
Put that one in the Hall of
but I
Fame.
would start coughing.
So let's
put that one in the Saints Happy Hour Hall of Fame.
So Marcus Tufers, he's got 9, right? He's only missing 1.
That's right. He's
okay. And
he's only missing like 3 quarters. He's got like 9 and like 1/4 fingers.
And then JPP's got like what are we calling this? Like 7.5.
I saw him sign that contract today. I don't know. We're gonna Thomas. Can you pull that up? Like, go to the Saints Twitter feed.
Can we please not?
No, pull it up.
I mean, it's
see if you can find that.
Davenport. Remember, we looked at
it up to 8. So I'm going to say 9 plus 8. That's 17. So
we looked at a picture of Davenport's hand, and I remember we apologized. We were like, I was like, I thought it was like a little like bit of his finger.
No.
And then when we saw it, was like he basically lost an entire digit. It was horrible.
He's got like lobster. It's like a Anyway, so if we're rounding up, I think we're at 17 total fingers for between 2 people.
I'm looking at JPP,
but Marcus Davenport is not on the team.
He's maybe at 6, to be honest.
6 fingers.
Didn't Davenport go to the Vikings?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Was he out there?
Of course
he's on injured reserve.
Of course he's not.
Oh yeah.
But
sure, that's
so is Peyton Turner, by the way. In case you forgot.
All-time question though. Ring of Honor question. Even though the inappropriateness is off the scale. Thomas, what's next?
All right, next question comes from the Big Jude himself. Damn. He asks, would the Saints D be the best or worst in the NFL after a 1-hour lightning delay at the beginning of a game? Road game, non-dome, I guess.
That's also a pretty good one.
Kevin, that's a great question, but does the game have to start and then the delay hits, or like the delay?
No, because if the delay happens before, it won't work.
Like if the Saints were playing in Super Bowl 40, whatever that was in New Orleans with the blackout, that would have been a guaranteed win for the Saints.
Yeah, that would have been best case scenario.
Like they could have been down 30, but when the second those lights went out, with that 45-minute hour delay, like forget it. Adjustments would not be made.
Oof. I got an adjustment for you. God. Oh. Hey, Sally, I need assistance. She just walked in and gave me the most disgusted look you've ever seen. Like just horrified. Saints Rabbit giving this was gross.
Well done, man.
Ugh.
I should have picked that one first.
You should have. I think you did. It's like chemicals. Like if the Jaeger would have gone, I think the tequila would have been like I'd have been in the bucket. Thomas, what's next?
You fucked up, Andrew. All right, next question from your boy Alan.
Your
boy asks, who's in the chat probably still.
He is.
What will the rest of the wide receiver room get arrested for in Kenner next week? Wrong answers only.
Kevin, you got something for us?
Oh my God.
Hang on, let me take a gander here at the question to make sure I understand it.
I mean, this is the Michael Thomas question,
the wide
right?
receivers. So who we've got? Who's left?
Will the rest of the? Okay, let me take a look at the.
Olave's already been arrested, so you can't pick him.
been arrested.
No, we got Olave and Thomas already.
So wait, Keith Kirkwood was cut, right?
Yes. He's back.
Oh, he's back again. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Keith Kirkwood and Lynn Bowden Jr. and Rashid Shaheed.
A.T. Perry.
And A.T. Okay, so let's say Shaheed gets arrested for speeding on
Pat is done with the answer on the chat.
What's that street?
He's trying.
What's that street in Kenner?
Power.
That's near the lake.
Oh.
Yeah, it might be Power. Yeah, he gets arrested for drag racing or speeding on Power. I'll say A.T. Perry gets arrested because he likes taking pictures of abandoned buildings, and so he goes to take a look and sneaks onto one of the many abandoned buildings in Kenner that all the businesses have started to vacate from, and so he gets arrested for trespassing on that.
Yeah.
Who else we got? We got Kirkwood. I'll say Kirkwood gets arrested for going to somebody's home casino. And Lynn Bowden Jr.
Home casino.
And let's say Lynn Bowden Jr.
Public urination. Saints have already. That'd be fun.
Lynn Bowden Jr. selling loose cigarettes. Let's say that.
That would be a great one. That'd be a great one. Shaheed's out here selling loose cigarettes because he's a
Hatchet
UDFA.
John in the chat. Michael Thomas tried to get his break back and gets arrested again.
I was so excited for the Michael Thomas brick game, and then he got hurt, and all my dreams died.
Yeah, he retweeted that tweet about
he got bricked.
About how the turf is like in Minnesota is like the worst. And it's like causes way more non-contact injuries than any other.
I think the Dome has the same turf, though.
I don't know. Well, Minnesota is redoing their turf, but not until next year.
Of course they're not. Ruined our season getting Lattimore and Michael Thomas hurt. Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question of the show belongs to Aldi Marino, and he asks, what was that Saints coin full of crap? Thanks, Dave. Now my kid will need to wait for braces until next winter. Thanks to that horrible parlay.
Whoa. I said I picked, and we will see after this, I'm sure. I said this was going to be the first game the Saints coin loses. I told you what to do. You didn't listen to me. You listened to the Saints coin. That was wrong. That was dumb.
Shut up! Aldi Marino.
Yes,
I feel your pain. I took a bloodbath on that Saints game, too.
Oh, my God. Why? Did you make like futures bets? Can you make like futures bets on them?
No, but Dave, because Texas is a backwater, when I gamble for entertainment purposes, I have to do it Sopranos style. not on my phone.
Right.
So it's no fun going to a gas station in the middle of Brazoria County and having to give Vito a couple of C notes because Josh Dobbs goes wild. That's the life. That's the life I live, kids.
You serious?
Fucking terrible.
Are you serious?
Oh, it's so funny.
Dave, I want to gamble, and Texas is a backwater. What am I supposed to do?
Oh my god!
What am I supposed to do?
He goes in the back of this deli shop, and all of a sudden, like, there's like some Italian fella, like, Ralph, you gonna pay the vig this time?
You said no vig.
It'd be a shame if something happened to your good arm, wouldn't it?
You already got one bad arm. You wouldn't want to have two bad arms.
That's right. It's terrible.
Jesus.
If anything like that,
Italian guy, it's just a lot of hand gestures. It doesn't really translate.
How do you get that accent? How do you get that accent, by the way?
You watch a lot of movies.
Why doesn't Dave have it?
I could do it because I've lived
got two legs to work.
Because I've lived in South Louisiana for 25 years. But if you want, I can call my brother, one of my brothers right now, and talk to him for like 2 minutes, and then after that, I come back and it'll be
Jay Carriello.
It'll come right back.
Thomas,
you want me to talk like I'm from New York? I'll talk like I'm from New York.
Ozman brings up a serious.
His brother's Derek.
Ozman brings up a serious situation. The Saints are playing the Giants this year, and Tommy DeVito is their starting quarterback. Also, the name of Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. How much Goodfellas video clips can we show before Twitch shuts us down?
No, it wasn't Tommy DeVito. It was Tommy Cavito.
Close enough. It's Jerry Callow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! It was it was Tommy DeVito.
No, I know that. But I was making a joke from the movie.
So I'm saying, like, Thomas, how much Goodfellas clips can we show Giants week without getting banned?
I mean, as many as we want, we can risk it, man. It's worth it. It's worth it, I think.
Like when you're down 27. When you're down 27-3, you got to start chucking it, Ralph.
Yeah,
I'll say this.
You gotta go full Jameis, man.
You never pull the wool over the eyes of a DeVito.
It's gonna be
you never pull the wool.
Me and Kevin are gonna make so many Tommy got made jokes that week.
Yeah. Oh no. Hey, listen. I will be more than happy to send a bunch of clips. That Tomas can have.
Are Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor not coming back? Like, is he the guy?
Daniel Jones is not coming back. He's donezo. Tyrod Taylor might, but I need Tommy DeVito playing the Saints because think of it this way, Andrew. The jokes go either way, and if the Saints lose to Tommy DeVito, I believe Dennis Allen gets sent to a horse farm upstate immediately after the game.
Man, he really that cold brew Jägermeister really did get to him.
So if the Saints get routed and it turns into a Black Monday where everybody gets fired, does that mean we play the closing part of Layla during the entire podcast because everybody got fired?
Yes.
And
that's what that means.
And the guy in the meat freezer that's hanging in the meat freezer, Thomas, you just put Dennis Allen's head.
Carbone. Frankie Carbone.
Frankie Carbone. You just put Dennis Allen's head on him, and we play the theme. But no, Kevin, we really will.
I have the entire movie on my hard drive. I can even play it right now if you want.
Good.
We can only do like 20 seconds of Layla before they ban us.
Well, I just realized that my wife can like sight read and play.
My wife.
I should get the music for the end of Layla and just have her play it. That would be awesome.
My wife. All right. Any more questions, Thomas?
No, that was it.
No, that was the final question.
Thomas, give us MVP recap.
You have to be a patron to hear the mailbag special with me and Ralph.
Did I do it?
Give us the recap on who can win the knife. I shouldn't be handling the knife in the state I'm in.
The knife.
Can we get that sound bit? Can we get the Crocodile Dundee sound bit?
Maybe. Ton of generosity. It was a team effort. 8 different donators. Thanks to Moonslow, to Biloxi Blues, to Real Uncle Mitty. Look at Ralph, how bad he feels because of you guys, because of all those dudes.
I do, like, this is...
Thanks to Archmace, to Hatchet John, to Hudat Goffer, to your boy Allen, and to the MVP himself. Who you can see on the screen right now, unfortunately.
I hate you, Andrew.
Let's go!
It's so disgusting. Like,
let's go!
You, Andre George.
It's so gross. Like,
how could you let that man win, guys? Like, you fucked up, guys. Come on. Andre George.
Let's go.
Also, this moves Andrew up the booze. This also moves Andrew up the booze meter.
I'm gonna win that knife, baby. Give me the knife.
Give me the knife. God, I'm gonna when I walk my kid to school tomorrow morning, I'm just not gonna walk him to the door.
He's gonna walk you.
I'm gonna hang back.
I'm gonna win that knife, and then I'm gonna carve out the part of the screen right here where Dave is. I'm just gonna put an X right there with the knife.
So I want to. Thomas always tells me remind the people. If we reach donation goal 4 weeks in a row, we'll do a live mailbag on Twitch right after the main show. Thomas,
do it live.
How many more?
That
do we
was
have?
the second week, so 2 more weeks.
That's fucking illegal.
We did a live mailbag tonight. Whoa, it would have been.
So far, we've hit the donation goal every time this season. Let's keep it going, guys.
Oh, it's just
Andre George with the sound bites.
I need
to take them away from him. I need to take them away.
There's somebody out. There's somebody out in the world that is buying a fifth of cold brew coffee, and that person could also be declared a terrorist. Like, hey, Sally, I need assistance. I'm just I'm not easily offended, but the cold brew offends me deeply.
Send more of that, people.
Yeah. I feel like cream is where we've had the most success.
Yeah.
I don't know. The cream today didn't work that well.
No, it would have if you'd have reversed it. It would have been. It would have been like, you got to think it, Andrew. It's like play sequencing. You got to run the ball first, then you hit them with the play action.
Right. Set up the pass.
Plays. You got to.
You run to set up the pass.
I went play action first. It was a big mistake.
Yeah, big mistake.
I got my quarterback hit.
That's right. They were like, we know they're not running it.
Yeah.
I gotta like.
They have Jamal Williams and Alvin Kamara.
I want to. Oh. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Hold on. Most disappointing free agent: Jamal Williams, Foster Moreau, or Jimmy Graham? I actually like. I would say Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams.
Here's the thing.
Jalen.
Yeah, like Jimmy, we kind of knew he was going to suck, right? We were like, just score once against the Falcons, and that's fine.
At least he gave us that one moment in the preseason, man. Like,
and
we got our money's worth.
He scored a touchdown against Green Bay, and then Foster Moreau gets a pass. He had a tragic health scare, or it's a serious health scare this offseason. But Jamal Williams, what a disappointment.
How much of Jamal Williams? How much of him being terrible is the offensive line being terrible?
Well, they don't put him in enough to get him enough
59%. Yeah. I think there's a little bit of the Latavius Murray rant going on.
Latavius Murray, by the way, had a touchdown last night.
He had a touchdown last night. The oldest running back in the NFL.
I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I don't care if it's a broken record, but I don't think it's fair to even evaluate the running game until they give us at least one game where they commit to it. Again, let's see. I would love to see Jamal Williams is, I think, used to carrying the rock a little bit more, getting into more of a rhythm. That's just not what the Saints are doing.
We've yet to have a rusher get 100 yards in a single game this year.
I'll commit to this right now. If the Saints have a 100-yard rusher against the Falcons, I will find 3 of these and drink them during the show. If they have a 100-yard rusher.
Come on, Kamara.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
find the good Rona.
I heard Table and Tap is doing 3-for-1 shot night on Wednesdays. That just reminded me.
Badrich asks if Taysom counts.
Yeah, as a 100-yard rusher. Sure.
Yeah. He said 100-yard rusher.
100 yards is 100 yards. $5 is $5.
That's right.
That also gave me another idea for a good button.
Can
I could morph my face and Latavius Murray's face together, that would be Ladavius.
Can you imagine if the Saints weren't on a bye and we still had to do game predictions? This podcast would have been 2.5 hours.
That's the rest. Are we not going to go over? Can we go over who had points?
No, we'll do that next week.
Well, because I picked the Vikings to win.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, so did I.
Wow, 1 point, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. So, thanks to everyone for. Let me start again. Thanks.
Shout out to Cold Brew.
Yeah, no. You'll never be a sponsor. I hate you. Thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com, become a patron, and support the show. Can't do this without you guys' support. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, Kevin for showing up with the Rona, Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you got to support the one that wins awards.
Yep.
Until next time, the bar is closed.
Ralph, Kevin, hope you guys feel better for different reasons.